When we're playing defense off ball, the most important thing, the initial thing that you're taught at the most elementary level is we got to have a concept of our man ball line. That means as we're in our defensive stance, one hand's got our man and the other hand has got the basketball. You've got to be able to see both. The easiest way to do that is just draw a line from your man to the basketball. You need to be able to see both and be below that line. Now when we talk about our off-ball distance, this all depends. Are we one pass away or are we two passes away? When we're one pass away, we got to shorten up to our assignment.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Detroit, where the Pistons will be going up against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, coming off a loss in the first game of the season, they'll no doubt be anxious to put tonight's contest in the win column and avoid an 0-2 start. And tonight, two teams that love to get in transition. Shaq, talk about successfully running the break.
Well, I'm not a guard, but I have led the break before. And what you need to do, you got to keep your eyes ahead, have to see the whole floor. You got to be willing to make that extra pass, Ernie.
Wow. You talk like a guard. You were like a point guard up there.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations, man. But don't fall.
Yo, AI, you got this tonight.
If you're looking for tickets to any upcoming events and games, visit the ticket link on our team's website for availability. A reminder, fans, we hope you'll come and join us for Trading Card Day. First 10,000 fans in the arena will receive a trading card pack. Arrive early to the fan zone, get inside by Uber and the Pistons stand served.
Downtown Detroit shining brightly tonight. What a look at the Motor City from just across the river. Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Thank you very much. Now, Blake Griffin is new to Detroit, but he feels the blue-collar nature of this city suits him just fine. He said, hard work was instilled in me at a very young age. The very base of my game has always been physical. Guys, back to you.
Well, Detroit is happy to have him, David. Thanks. And in the early part of the season, Steve, teams are usually at their healthiest. How do you maintain that healthy factor throughout the long season?
You know, I love what these organizations are doing, and also players individually. They're getting their rest. They're having the individual trainers on the side. Nutrition is playing a huge role right now. And I think for a lot of the younger guys, you can't be afraid to ask the veteran what he's doing. And I think that's what a lot of the veterans right now are taking these young guys under their wing and not only teaching them the skill level on the court, but how to maintain their bodies throughout the season.
And it's Chicago to start out. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. We've got the Cobra. Brook Lopez is out there with Lowry Markkanen. Then there's Dunn, and it's Hutchinson in at the 3. Here's the Cobra. From deep three-point range, Kennard with the rebound. Now the Pistons with it. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
And the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, you know, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Fatigue comes into play when games go into overtime, and you saw they just had no gas left in the tank in that loss.
And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Count it. The Cobra's got his team on the board to start the game for the Bulls.
And there's the first bucket of the evening.
Should be an interesting game. Both teams coming in ready to do battle.
To the inside. It's deflected. Oh, and a pass break for the Bulls. Markkanen's got the ball. No good from the Cobra. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
In the past, Detroit put Andre Drummond in the middle, surrounded him with shooters. With Griffin in the fold, more of a classic front court pairing for the Pistons.
Now here's Griffin. 26 points for him last game against Orlando. Count it, good.
This is where Blake does most of his damage. Just get him the rock inside the paint.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Here's Hutchison. Misses off the left eye. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Evans with it. Johnson outside. Now Drummond. The pass to Griffin. Fader on the way. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. Not against Evans. This one for 3. A rebound by Johnson. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Griffin. It's all in by the Bulls.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Here's the Cobra. 5 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Dunn. And again, no good by Chicago.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
Griffin can't get it to go in.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's the Cobra. And the Bulls with another miss.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And, Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in the season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Now here's Johnson. He is definitely not pleased how he played against Orlando. Kennard kicks to Johnson. It's hauled in by Dunn.
That was very tight defense. He tried to force the layup anyway. I think that was a questionable decision.
Pistons trail by 3. Here's Griffin. And that one hits back iron.
And, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that looked like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way.
Pass to the Cobra. To the middle. Here's Lopez. Nice pass. Led into the rack perfectly for the layup. Lopez has got his first basket of the night.
Whatever drawbacks Lopez may have, scoring in the post isn't one of them. He is a nightmare for opposing defenses to deal with down low.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
The winners of 6 championship titles, the Chicago Bulls, all in the 1990s, and all with Jordan and Pippen.
Now here's Evans. He is still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Kennard. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
I mean, tremendous body control in the air. Andre with the easy catch and flush.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Here's the Cobra. He's coming off a 40-point game against San Antonio.
Even though he got fouled a lot, he never lost any of his aggressiveness. He kept making free throws, and in the process, really frustrated the D.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here. That's good from the Cobra. Well, Steve, at the same time that the rest of the NBA seems to be going small, the Pistons are building their fortunes around 2 traditional big men, like Drummond and Blake Griffin. Do you like that direction?
Yeah, I do. Andre Drummond, he has tremendous mobility for his size. And Blake Griffin, he's highly skilled. I think it's about the pieces you put around him, guys that can shoot and guys that can play without the basketball in their hands.
Now here's Evans. Passes it to Kennard. In the corner, it's Griffin. Beyond the arc. Drills it from outside. Griffin's got 5 now.
No hesitation from Blake on that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Dunn passes to Lopez. Bulls moving the ball around. Out against Evans. Down low. Outside for Griffin. All alone. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Chicago's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Markkanen.
And let's see some of the numbers here on Lauri Markkanen. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 11 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Totally. You want your team to at least hold court when the reserves come in. He definitely keeps you solid up front.
Here's Griffin. There's the pass to Kennard. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. The Cobra passes to Hutchison. Here's the Cobra, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above him time after time.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
You know, thinking back, Chauncey Billups once said, Griffin might be too nice of a guy, yet he's a league leader in technicals almost every season.
And the first one goes.
Blake Griffin, an all-star for his first 5 seasons in the NBA, but not the last 3. He's still an impact player, though. We'll see if he can crack the roster in the East.
Griffin hits them both. Well, as we all know, Blake Griffin, Steve, possessing breathtaking athleticism, but injuries certainly have been a concern.
You're right. A lot of it, just bad luck. A teammate falls on your knee. That kind of thing happens. But his skill level is starting to complement his power. I think he'll be fine.
Here's the Cobra. He's got 9. Here's Parker. Rebound Andre Drummond. And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing by 2. And the basket is good.
You see Griffin keeping his eyes up, looking for a hole in that defense.
Pass to Felicio. Down low. And stolen by Drummond. Griffin inside. Broke loose. And here is Parker. Boy, he just disappeared against San Antonio, and they really needed him. Here's the Cobra. And it's good on the assist by Parker. The Cobra's got 11 points.
Yeah, what a quarter for him. Firing on all cylinders, putting this team in a good place.
Now here's Evans. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Shot, high post. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Johnson up again. And Drummond is right there. Drummond's got it all tied up now for Detroit.
Drummond is very active on the offensive glass. This is where he can pile up a lot of points.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Andre Drummond, an incredible combination of size and athleticism. Steve, any players that he reminds you of?
You know, a young Dwight Howard. He's also been compared to a more athletic Moses Malone. Drummond's rebounding numbers back that up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Henry Ellenson comes in for Blake Griffin. And Tabo Cephalosha subbed in for Johnson. Feeds it to Evans. Here's the Cobra, covered by Evans. And Ellenson pulls it down.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it back.
Evans kicks to Ellenson. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here's the Cobra. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Smitty, you look at how teams run their offensive sets. Are we in a pick-and-roll era right now, or has the tide shifted away from that a little?
No, I think so. I think we're looking at a lot of teams running pick-and-roll, especially we have 2 fantastic players involved. It's hard to defend, especially when it's a great talent at the guard spot and a big, then it's hard for you to switch. What I'm looking at right now, because of spacing, because of the use of the corner 3, we're looking at a lot more pick and rolls used at the top of the key versus when I played, we used a lot of side pick and rolls.
And not just smalls given to bigs, but bigs throwing down low to smalls.
Yeah, and a lot of these bigs are running the pick and rolls, and the guards are setting the picks.
Right. Now here's Drummond. 20 points for him last game against Orlando.
He was really aggressive on the glass, too. He really racked up on the boards out there.
Now here's Levine. After the miss from Andre Drummond. Levine passes to the Cobra. Here's Felicio. Covered by Evans. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. For Chicago, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
Pistons trail by 5. It's Mozgov, high post. Kicks to Ellenson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. It's picked off. On the wing, Levine for 3. They get it back, and there it is for him. Felicio's got his second bucket tonight.
A terrific offensive rebounder. Here he is, doing it again.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Evans feeling it out a bit. And Ellison throws it down.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
I think it very well could be. That might be the game-changing play.
Dímelo, Pai. Ah, ¿no? Adiós, cara. Déjame chequear otra vez, quitarlo y ponerlo, a ver.